I need to ask you something right now before you close this video, or you just think, oh, that's just a coincidence. Have you ever looked down at your hand? It's true, as if she was trying to tell you a secret, because it carries a symbol right there, right in the middle of the line, which sounds simple enough. But this is exactly the kind of brand that makes a lot of people to stop and think, why are you here? I'm talking about the letter A is formed by the lines of the hand. And, you know, in Freemasonry, when a symbol is shown in a way that was crystal clear, it is to be construed as a comment, a note on the potential, on the road, and, at times, on the alert. A warning that you don't want to scare you, but to wake you up. So today I am going to show you how to find out if you really have an AA in his hand. What does this symbol mean when we read the more well-known? And why is that? Depending on where it appears, it may be a sign that you need to do something about your energy and their choices in their way. But it's the life in you having to learn it the hard way. And I'll warn you that even if you don't find the lyrics, you'll get to know something about their lines that can change the way that you see. Sometimes in the hand it shows what is going to happen. She shows you what you are uploading without notice. Now, if you're into that kind of content as symbols, signs, spirituality, energy, and self-awareness, and then call it like this, if you sign up for the channel, because I post videos that will open your eyes to the things that most people ignore, and share this video with someone who keeps saying, my leg got a brand that's strange, or that person's intuitive, you always feel that there is something beyond the obvious. Because of that, this warning is not just for you. It could be someone very close as well. I like to explain it in a way that is quite simple. To palmistry, it is as if it is a symbolic language. It is not guess the meaning of the promise to the certainty, and I don't. I'm here to tell you that this takes real life, real choices, therapy, and medical doctors. But it's not. I speak of Freemasonry as a tool for self-knowledge and the reading of history, as a lot of people for centuries. And why are your hands? Because of all the hands, and at the same time, digital printing, its history, and its behavior. They show the marks of the routine, the stress, the attitude, and then, in the reading of the symbolic, it also shows the trends of the person. How are you feeling? How do you cope? How do you decide? As if to protect it. Many of the traditions observed on the palm, because it is an area that is full of lines and intersections, and there is a cross shape in a symbol of run, such as a letter, a triangle, a star, an X on a lot, marked. It draws our attention to the reading. And then here comes the one important detail. In palmistry, the symbol is seen as a marker of the intensity, as if the life was highlighting something that's on you. You know when you read a text, and someone tags it with the pen, the feeling is similar to the hand brand name to an area, and tell, look at this. And I leave you with a very clear lines can be low profile. They may change over time. They may become more visible or less visible. So it is not a verdict. It is an invitation to notice the patterns. Now, if you're watching, I want you to do one thing for me. He breathes, grabs his hand, opening his palm and looks at it slowly. You don't want to force it. This is just to see, because that's all I'm going to teach you, the most common way to identify if this is it real, or if it's just in our mind, trying to find a picture. The beauty. Let's get straight to the point. How is it that I do love a letter in my hand? I'm going to draw you in as if I were on your side, and pointing with his finger. First, the lighting. If you are a white light or a day, the better. In the shadow, a game changer. Second, it relaxes your hand. If you intend your fingers or bending of the palm lines, if you mess up, and they seem to form anything else. Right now, the main thing. The letter AQ is often seen as a set of 3 stages. 2 lines inclined to it if you are there at the top, sort of a telhadinho, a dash in the middle of crossing, a bar of A. On the palm, these features are usually formed by parts of the main lines and branch lines, which intersect each other. And that's the difference between a coincidence and a symbol of a well-formed. The coincidence is that when you look at your A, if you are forcing them to look at, stirring up a hand, making a dash for, does not exist. A well-formed, that is, when you hit your eye and you're like, wow, It looks like a letter on Indeed. Another tip, look for the symbol to appear, close to the center of the palm, or putting it in any of the main line. What are the main features? I'm going to simplify it. The line of your heart, closer to the toes. The line of the head, in the middle. The line of life, around the region of the thumb. The letter A can occur when a line high sewing the head and the heart, or when there is a meeting of the traits that create him a triangular shape with a bar. Right now I have a question. Have you ever seen a design like this in your hand? Nor do you need to be sure. Just realize, if it has a wow his eye, as if she were a symbol of the hidden, and it saves it. Because right now, I'm going to have to tell you that the letter A, specifically, it calls so much attention on reading Lord of our life. In the reading of the symbolic, the letter A is viewed as something that is connected to the source, the beginning, the company's leadership, and the so-called. Think with me, for the letter A is the first alphabet. This is the beginning. This is the first step. And a lot of people interpret this as the tendency to start up cycles, the pull of responsibility, to take the lead when the whole world crashes, or you feel that you have a mission, that no one has explained the law, but you'll feel it. And I'll tell you one thing, in the first person, and honestly, when I see someone with a symbol for a lot is marked on the hand, which I think it is not, oh my God, you are the chosen one. I'm like, oh my God, you load up the intensity. The intensity can also be a blessing, and it can be a burden, because the one who has the power to lead all too often, it attracts many people asking for advice, receive the issue from the other. You try to hold it all in your chest, and it almost never allows himself to rest up for the truth. And this is where the A may be heard as a warning. Sometimes it reminds you that their way is not to take all of the time, but it is important. Now I want to turn you down here with me. Says to me in a way that's pretty simple. Do you have any training for the letter in his hand? It may be A, M, X, star, triangle, of any format. If you have a font with the same said unto me, it appears to be more in the center of the palm near the thumb. I want to read from your comments because it helps me to come up with examples and the patterns in the next video. Right now, I'm going to be the part that a lot of people loves, for the positive aspects. The most common interpretation of the letter, you can say, A, intuition. The people who have a seat before you understand you see mood, energy, and intent, even without any proof. Both communication and influence. It is not only to talk to as well. That is, the power to touch people with their words, ideas, and presence. Sometimes you don't even try. And even then, someone will say, man, when you said that, I've changed. 3 of the leadership natural. You may be timid and shy, and yet you have the lead. Leadership is not yelling, it's direct. It is to be a person who, when you log in, to place your things organized. Make up the strength to start over. The letter is the start. There are people that no matter how you fall, it always finds a way to rise up and begin again. And this is rarely the case. There are people who give up at the first change. You don't. And I'd like to talk about it with care. The significance of positive is not a perfect life. It is a tool. This is a potential. It's an energy that you can use for, or you can ignore them and stop to turn around with anxiety. So if you have seen the letter, and she felt a chill, as if I had you call, it might not be the mystic in the sense of the magical. Maybe it's just you in realizing a part of her that has been hidden from you. And right now, I am going to show you the part that holds the attention of the whole world. That is the possible warns. If you have the lyrics to the well stamped, on the other hand, some of the readings, symbolic, speak to an alert that is very specific, the sensitivity of the energy above that of the normal. And let me tell you this, without the drama and without the terror, the sensitivity of the energy here is when you take in the environment, the emotion, the conflict and stress with the minimum of fuss. You know, when you go to a place and then, out of nowhere, and makes you want to go. Or when you are talking to someone and after you get tired of it, just as if you had run a marathon, and without doing anything. A lot of people that have this tag reports. You feel things very bottom, the load of guilt that was not his own. to tackle the pain from all over the world, and if you lose yourself by caring too much from each other. Oh, and here comes the warning. If you don't learn how to sort out what it is that is in the world, have you seen a dish without a filter? And one antenna, no filter, cannot live in peace. She's on the alert at all times. And I'm not telling you what it is. I'm not saying that this may be a trend, and the tendency is to notice. Warning, this is an opportunity. The A, you may be crying out, hey, do you have the power? But you do have limits. And I'm going to be straightforward here. At times, the warning is not spiritual. It is an emotional one. Are you saying yes to too? You swallow something too. This is you trying hard to be strong all the time. So, if that's the hit at you, safe, ask this question. Where in your life? And you're soaking up the rest and breathe a little. For now, I'm going to show you a small detail that changes the interpretation of all. The right hand, and on his left hand. Now I want you to look at it. The letter A appears on which hand? In palmistry, a lot of the people you work with this idea dominant hand, the one you use to write about your present, your choice, your path to the current one. Hand dominance is more of your essence, your standard basis, the things that you carry with you at an early age. So, if the letter is to appear on in your dominant hand, it is as if the symbol was onto something. What you're building right now, a cycle of leadership, is in a phase of making a point that your energy is now being tested. If you see the hand, non-dominant, it can be connected to a feature in your home, sensitivity of the former, with a sense of mission, and a person of, I'm too much the beginning of time. And here's an important piece of information. There are people who see the symbol, getting a much clearer in the course of the year. And you do this, however, can be interpreted as, it is the awakening. Now pay attention to what I'm going to ask you, because this is important so you don't miss out on the next signs. If you sign up for the channel, right now, not the sign up here auto, I want you to sign up for that kind of content. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, a video of myself giving you a piece of it, but in the following video gives us the drawing. And I'm going to bring the other symbols are uncommon in the hand, other brands, and they are connected with patterns and emotional energy. So if you want to know your story and if you sign up now, it turns on in the winter and is still with me, because that's the reason why these symbols may appear. And yes, you can change it. A lot of people will think that the row of cards tattoos was born this way, and there you go. But that is not the case. The lines may be the most profound or the most gentle of the time, and in the reading of the symbolic, it is interpreted as a result of internal changes. The phases of too much stress, it can strengthen brands' periods of change and new beginnings, can pull the new lines experience strong, they can highlight the intersections. I've seen people saying that it's a brand, it became more and more visible, and after, a loss of important thing, a decision that's life, a change in the city, a turning point in the emotional, or for a spiritual awakening, when the person is starting to listen to more of. And you don't have to believe in anything, the mystic, for it to make sense. The hand changes with the use of the tension of the muscle with the environment, and with that, the people was also changed from the inside out. Now, what I find most interesting is this. Sometimes the symbol is shown when you are ready to see you. You may have had in the brand's entire life and have never even noticed. However, on the day on which you note, it seems that the whole world is silent and you think, okay, what's next? And now we get into the practical part. If you've got such a feeling as to balance, if a letter appears in your hand and you feel that you absorb all of it, I'm going to give you paths of a simple and realistic, without exaggeration, without a ritual that is impossible. Learn to make a fence with words. Small, I know it sounds silly, but now I can't get. This is a sentence in the spiritual as well, because of the limit it's protecting. 2 up routine ground. The mind can go a long way, and the body is secured to the US. Walk, breathe, sleep, drink some water, and that seems to be normal, but it's the kind of thing that stabilizes energy. 3. The silence of the programmed. If you're always in with the noise of social networks, chats, problems of its sensitivity, turn the noise. I highly recommend it for a moment, in short, of every day, that you did not fix anything. Just breathe in, and it is there. Make up cleansing the emotional. Write whatever you feel without a filter In 5 minutes, you can do this. You have to separate the "it's on my" to do "that came out of the other." And now I want you for being here again. Comment if you have a brand name in the format of the lines of his letter, triangle, star, cross. And I say too, you feel that you absorb the energy of a place that is full. Yes or no. Because of this, it helps others to understand how such a symbol appears in the reality of the lives of the people. Right now, I'm going to tell you about some of the stories and symbolic, of the kind that not a lot of people share in the reading and palmistry. I have warning. This is not scientific evidence, is not a guarantee. It is in human history, the pattern of emotional, meaningful coincidence. Do you interpret it as you wish? Story of a person you always turn to support. There are people who discover the lyrics and realizes that since he was a child, it has always been in the adult of the group, the one who listens, advises, and safe with the weather. And when it grows, it turns into a friend, a therapist, the child's guardian, the partner who can handle it all. Story 2. The new beginning constant. Other people have reported that when they are on the verge of change of the phase, change of work, school, and city, they come in a mode. This is the beginning. And oddly enough, is when they are beginning to take notice of this symbol. Story 3. The intuition that bothers you. There are people who don't like it to be user-friendly, because the intuition often comes as an inconvenience. Do you feel that something does not fit, but he has no way to prove it? And then you get the blame, questioning, and after that, for the time, it shows that we were right. And I'll ask you if you've seen one of these, because right now, we are going to take it one step further. What does the symbol may be asking you how to think? If I had to sum up the message of the letter used in a sentence, I would say, and so, in the first person, I was born to start things off, but I do need to stop and start it all by yourself. Why leadership without stand turns into much more. Intuition without any limit turns into anxiety. The sensitivity without a care turns into a fume hood. The alert could be, you may be trying to prove the force is too much, too early and too hard, for too long. So I'm going to ask direct questions, and I want you to answer in his mind an honest look at where I'm getting stronger by the fear of being seen to be vulnerable, where I'm carrying something that is not my responsibility. Where am I ignoring my rest because I don't think you can't stop? Where I'm from again, when in fact that I needed to do was to continue in, constantly. Comment below on one thing. You have a letter that was formed in his hand, and if you have the lyrics, to tell me, do you feel that you live starting again from scratch? Just a yes or no will suffice. You don't want the truth, and it becomes the theme of the video. Right now, I'm going to give you a more in-depth, but it's still a novice. If A appears in the center of your palm, many of the readings associated with the I world, it might indicate a cycle of making the great a strong identity. Feel free to comment. If you get closer to the thumb region of the line of life, it can be associated with life energy, family, security, and instinct for self-protection. Sometimes it's the mark of someone who protects you and the others, and they forget to protect themselves. If you get close to the lines of the heart, near the fingers, you can connect to the emotions, affection, allegiance, and even to a pattern of love, everything, with no middle ground. And this is where I do a mini hook. It has a mistake that almost everyone makes when she looks at the hand. The error is you have to interpret it wrong. The biggest mistake is to look at your hand with care, and in a hurry, when the response is ready, type, "This is a good thing or a bad thing?" That is to say, what's going to happen? What's that? This is a sign of good luck. Just that it does not work as a draw. It works as a makeup mirror. Then it's the right way to look at it. See, compare this with in your life to understand patterns of behavior. The other thing is, why do you have a letter for you? Has a mission on a spiritual level automatically. You can then simply a symbol, which reminds you of something essential and self-knowledge and its limits. And if you don't have the lyrics but it was a curious quiet, because I am going to show you how to, with this symbol, may not relate to the other brands, and what to look for as well. Now, pay attention to the 2 rarely appears on its own in the hands of a very marked. Many of the times it comes close, an X, in a triangle in a star small. Lines are crossed as in a grid. and each and every combination of changes in the story. A plus XA can be seen as a sign of the tough decisions, crossroads, moments when you have to choose from, with good courage. A plus triangle. A lot of people interpret it as practical intelligence, construction, and the ability to deliver ideas. A plus star. It may be read as a shield, revolution, or a stage in the spotlight. But here's the most important thing. Symbol is not substitutes for the life well balanced. If you have a design, and still sabotage, skipping to sleep, and accepting something, the design is not for thee to be saved. It's only you. Comment me if you must, in addition to the letter of thee, some of the other format of the lines in the hand of a triangle, star, XM, all for one. And you tell me where to get. The most pro-center, close to the thumb, or the close of the fingers. This is gold for me to understand what the audience is seeing it for real. Now I want to go with you on the way to the right. I do not want this video to be alone. Please let you forget it. I want to do this. Turn the click in his head. If you found a letter in his hand, and I want you to understand one thing. It can also be a reminder that you have the strength, the beginning, the company's leadership, and intuition, but also has a warning. Don't live in the automatic transmission. Is not to take it all in. Don't carry the world on his back as if it were his duty. And if you are unable to find the letter, then everything is fine. The most important thing is, what did you do today? Have you stopped for a second to look, to see, to hear? And that, to me, is a sign of intelligence and presence. Right now, I'm going to give you everything in a way that was straightforward, because it strengthens the channel. And do I have to bring you more content in the new line? Subscribe to the channel right now, for real, for if you would like to signs, symbols, and self-discovery, where you'll get a stream of the video that you are logged on as chapters of this book. Active in the winter because of this type of video, a lot of people lost. And then the question, where? Like, because the one you like is the quickest way for you to tell you the pros algorithm, the delivery of this for us. Share this video with someone who keeps saying the hand has a strange marks or that person's intuitive. It's going to freak out when you notice a symbol in his own palm. And comment below. Have you found the letter? Yes or no? And if you did not find, what symbol do you have? And now I want to go to the final question, the way you asked for it. What are the other lines, shapes, or designs you have on hand, or even in other parts of the body, which you noticed, and you never know what could it mean? It can be either a brand name, a shape, a dot, a double fold that is different. Tell me in the comments, because I can't turn to your questions in the next video. I'm staying right here. But it's not out yet. The mind is off. Look at his hand for a time, with a calm, because at times the most important sign is the letter. It's that moment when you finally decide to look at. I'll see you in the next video.